Alrighty, so we did end up missing an upload on Thursday, and I apologize for that. It was an extremely busy week, but we do have the Melonheads with their final push for the playoffs. So I have noticed, I believe this is a 20-game season, and if you look, the Sirloins are already finished with their 20 games. The Hooligans, everyone in the division except the Fury Flyers, everyone in the league actually, now that I'm looking around real quick, everyone in the league is at their 20 games except us and the Fury Flyers. So it is in the Melonheads' own hands here whether or not they make the playoffs. So the Sirloins have 13 wins and the Melonheads have 12. The Melonheads have 2 more games left this season, both against the Furry Flyers. Let's get going and see, can the Melonheads push for the playoffs? The Melonheads have been mightily inconsistent this year, but been playing much better here in the second half. They beat up on the Sirloins, which put them in this position, so now they got 2 more games against the Fury Flyers, who are a lower end team, worst in the division. The Melonheads have to capitalize here. That ball's right down the middle, and Dante ropes it in air by the first baseman, and Dante's going to start the game off with a big hit. Dante's going to do what Dante does best. Here he goes. He is running slow as heck, but he's in there. You love it. Now we got a runner on second base, nobody out. 2-0 count to Jocinda Smith. That ball's up the middle, and Jocinda Smith continues to rake. Inserting Jocinda Smith into this lineup has sparked huge things for the Melonheads, and it's 1-0 Melonheads here already. Here's Pablo Sanchez ripping one down the line into left field. Another hit for the Melonheads. They're off to a hot start, making this look easy so far. Here's Keisha Phillips. Still nobody out. Keisha's going to drill this ball to the shortstop. No play at any base as Keisha gets in there at first. Bases loaded, nobody out for Tony Del Vecchio. That ball is smoked to the first baseman. Play at the plate, back to first place. Del Vecchio does ground into a double play, which really hurts here. Here's Ahmed Khan. We'd love to see a little surgence of power here out of Khan. An extra base hit would be huge, and that ball's going to be stroked into center field. And Ahmed is going to be out at second because I didn't know how to send just him back, but I wanted the run. But the 2 RBIs for Ahmed Khan makes it 3-0 Melonheads after the first inning. Here's Vicky Kawaguchi. She gives up a huge fly ball to right. But there is Keisha Phillips underneath it, out number 1. So far, the Melonheads have played their best ball when it counts here, and they just need to continue to do so. This ball's between the 2 outfielders, out number 2. And that's exactly what they've done here so far, is they're putting themselves in a good situation by already having a big lead. Jocinda Smith at short's going back. Easy, out number 3. Melonheads have a 3-0 lead after 1. Here's Stephanie Morgan. That ball was a little higher than she was ready for, so she sends this one out to center field. Out number 1. You gotta imagine that if this same Melonheads team that's been hitting as of late is the one that shows up in the playoffs, they give themselves a good chance. Mikey Thomas has been playing very well lately. As noted in the YouTube chat comments, this ball's a ground ball to short, and he is slow. Very slow, and he's out. Here is Vicky Kawaguchi, not a good hitter. She's got them thick thighs, though. Thick thighs, extra fries, out number 3. So the Melonheads are quiet in that half inning. And now it's back to Kawaguchi. Ground ball to Pablo at second base, out number 1. So I'm not sure who decided Pablo Sanchez was the second baseman on this team. It was me. But he has been... Oh, what a play by Ahmed Khan, nearly. Almost had it. What an attempt is what I meant to say, but you can imagine. The big curveball fouled off. I'm not sure who put Pablo Sanchez and all his athleticism at second base, but that is where he's ended up. And he is stroking the ball. He has been the offense for this team. That ball was close. Pablo Sanchez heating up was a big part of why these Melonheads became as good as they are. And I think that correlation between Pablo Sanchez hitting well and Jocinda Smith being inserted in the lineup, those all seem to go hand in hand with the resurgence of the Melonheads offense and them really making a push here. And they are going to be, if they can pull out the wins here against the Furry Flyers, that'll give them a playoff spot. But a win in this game will give them the same number of wins as the Sirloins, which I'm not sure what would happen if the Sirloins and Melonheads were to tie. But if the Melonheads can win both, they've claimed themselves a playoff spot. Dante Robinson chases a pitch a little up, and he gets underneath it, out number 1. So here we are in the top of the 3rd inning. The Fury Flyers have really, the Furry Flyers, Fury Flyers, the Flyers, this flying team has really settled down here. But Jocinda Smith, there is nothing this lady can't do. She was on the bench to start the year, and she has not looked back as she continues to rake the ball. And here's the other guy. These two combined for much needed offense out of this Melonheads team. And then whoever else can contribute is just a bonus. Dante Robinson is definitely a superstar amongst the fan base, but the runs really come in between Pablo Sanchez and Jocinda Smith, and they connect here again as they trade places out here. 4-0 Melonheads. Basically the same hit out of both those players. Here's Keisha Phillips, who's, because of the good hitting Pablo Sanchez and Jocinda Smith, has had chances to work out the kinks without any pressure, and she has been stroking the ball lately. Foul. Almost. Keisha Phillips does get a hold of this, but it's going the wrong, little too high up. And now there's 2 outs. So Keisha Phillips heading back with her mojo a little down. Tony Del Vecchio's mojo dropped a little bit after that double play ball, but he ropes one, and it's going to be past the diving shortstop, and that's going to be enough for Pablo Sanchez. 5-0 Melonheads. This Flyers team, the Furry Flyers, Fury Flyers, whatever they want to go by. I can't remember. I think they're Fury. The Fury Flyers. I like Furry Flyers. It's funnier. But the Fury Flyers really have not put up much of a battle here against the Melonheads. And I gotta imagine the front office of the Sirloins is not happy with the performance out of the Flyers when they really needed them to come out and stick it to the Melonheads. Jocinda Smith, easy ground ball. But the Fury Flyers have really just kind of rolled over here. And we now have what's currently not a very competitive game here, as it seems like the Melonheads are really just the only team in this. But we will see. But the Melonheads need 2 to guarantee a spot. I don't know what guarantees them a spot if they tie. So we will see. I'm assuming run differential because it's on the scoreboard or on the standings board, but I really don't know, so we'll hopefully not have to find out. Big punch out, and the frustration from the Flyers is shown there. The Flyers have no hits through 3 innings. Here's Stephanie Morgan. She's going to bloop this one to the third baseman. He's going to stab at it. Mikey Thomas is now a 300 hitter. You gotta love it. Thomas is going to hit another ground ball to the shortstop, though. Out number 2. Thomas is kind of an underdog in this lineup, as he has really struggled, but come through every now and then. And I think Mikey Thomas, I don't know, what do you guys think? Tell me in the comments. Is Mikey Thomas a fan favorite, or are the fans ready to chase him out of town? Let me know what you think of Mikey Thomas here for the Melonheads. Do we need to be looking for a new first baseman next year, or do we keep Mikey Thomas? What are your thoughts? Here is Killer Blake. Killer Blake at the plate. He's going to rope this one to the pitcher. Eesh. Hard hit ball. Yikes. Here's Sam Friendly. And Friendly doesn't swing at the slider low. There's the fastball inside. Pablo Sanchez is not going to make the play, and the Flyers are going to have their first hit of the game. Kawaguchi of the female variety gives up her first hit of the game here in the 4th inning. This ball is over to Mikey Thomas. Out number 3. So now it's just a matter of finishing out this game. It's 5-0, top of the 5th. Dante Robinson is going to swing in another pitch up in the zone. I think Dante Robinson in this game is currently struggling for the same thing Pete Wheeler was struggling with, and that's swinging at pitches up in the zone and getting underneath the ball. And Jocinda Smith, jeez. Jocinda Smith lives in the gap. She shops at the gap. All of her clothes are from the gap. Absolutely roped every time she bats. Jocinda Smith, what a story. Off the bench. Oh, that's a diving catch, and Jocinda's going to be doubled off. What a play by the left fielder. I thought that was going to fall in. But Jocinda Smith is really a comeback story, as she was not supposed to be a starter. Even out of the pinch hit role, it didn't seem like she had much. But the team just really needed some offense in the heart of their order, and Pete Wheeler was providing nothing at the top. So they just went with who was available, and Jocinda Smith has not looked back since. Vicky Kawaguchi looking to go the complete game. Diving play by Pablo Sanchez at second, but isn't going to get there. Another hit for the Flyers, only their second of the game, comes here in the 5th inning. Oh, big swing and a miss. Oh, ball called high. Here comes the meat wagon. Woo! Uh-oh. Dante's going to have to chase this one down. He makes a good running catch and is going to fire to first, but trotting back in. So it's 1 out remaining from the Melonheads, no less than tying the Sirloins. That is what we know, that if they win this game, which they look like they will right here, and they do, the Melonheads, the fastest game of the year, beat the Fury Flyers and have guaranteed a tie in wins with the Sirloins with their 5-0 victory here over the Fury Flyers. An absolute dominant performance. There really, on offense, was quite a few people you would like to see hit a little bit more, but that's all right. And Kawaguchi ends her regular season respectable 4-1 with a 3.26 ERA. Those are your players of the game. We look forward to seeing you in the next game. Final game of the season. Can the Melonheads guarantee that spot by beating the Flyers once again and putting themselves in the playoffs? Please subscribe. Please like if you're enjoying the series as we get ready to start the playoffs. Comment below who your favorite player on the team is right now. Let me know. I look forward to hearing from you guys and seeing you guys next time.